Hello, I'm Jared Neff, and I'm here with Miss Storvik. She's a math teacher at WTHS. How long have you been teaching here?
It's my 16th year.
Wow. What made you decide to join teaching?
So I didn't know until high school I wanted to be a teacher, but in high school I thought I was going to maybe do German teaching, but then I changed it to math. So when I was in 8th grade, I was doing really bad at math and had an F, and my parents didn't know because they would have been really upset. And I was young and stupid, so I went out with a friend and I stole something and my mom found out. So I got grounded for literally the rest of the semester, and I had to sit at this little table where I couldn't see the TV. I could only see the bathroom and a wall. And so I decided, since my parents didn't know I was failing, so it was before the internet, I decided to start at the beginning of my math book and just work through the problems. And I went through them, and I asked my math teacher if I got 100% on the final in 8th grade, if he would give me an A or a B in the class. And he definitely thought I couldn't, because I was doing so bad. And then I did, I got 100%, and then my parents never knew. So he did give me the B or the A, I can't remember, but he did give it to me. So by that time though, after I went through the book and worked through the problems, I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. Went to high school, and I took German all 4 years. And my German teacher, I was student assistant for her, and then she asked if I wanted to teach a German class as independent study. So I don't know how I ever did this because I don't remember feeling nervous, and I believe it was my junior year. Yeah, it was my junior year. So I was in 3rd year German, and I was going to teach 1st year German. And she was really strict, from day one we could never speak English, you couldn't chew gum, stuff like that. She was a good teacher. And so I said yes. So at my high school it was 9 through 12, and I got up in front of the class as a junior, and I was teaching people I knew, which was kind of weird. But I did it, and I really liked it. And so I decided okay, I think I'm gonna be a teacher. I really like doing this. And so I thought maybe German, but I'm not very good at English. It's one of the classes I struggle with. German I didn't struggle with as much, but English I did, which is interesting. But my friends would always tell me I was really good at helping them with math. So I decided, well, I'm just going to be a math teacher then because there's more job security. So as junior in high school, that's what I decided to do. So that's it. That's how I became a math teacher.
Awesome.
It's kind of a long story about it, but that's it. Yes, 16 years.
You liked it so, you
I
enjoyed
do like
it?
There's literally I've had lots of jobs, but I've always wanted to be a math teacher since junior year of high school, and I had a very different path than a lot of other teachers. It took me technically 6.5, but I'll say 7 years to get my bachelor's. I went to a community type college, IUPUI, which is Indiana University, Purdue University in Indianapolis. And I had some home problems in high school. I did not live at home for a part of my senior year. So anyway, those continued, clearly. And I did move back home, and then I started going to college, and I still had home problems. And this college was in my town, so it's as if you guys were going to CLC and going home. But it was a four-year degree. So I started going, had some home problems, things happened, I had to move out. And I decided to get married and divorced within that time period. So I had a little bit of a time span there where I was still going to college the whole time, but I had other stuff going on. There was a point in math where I thought it was really difficult, and I was going to quit, and I was like, maybe I'll just be an elementary school teacher. And my mom was like, you're literally going to hate that, you want to be a math teacher. So I did have to learn how to study in college. I felt like I didn't really learn it in high school, but I did have to learn how to study in college. And I made it, so 6.5 years. I made it, I got my bachelor's degree, and then I moved up here and got my job at Warren. So my story is it was a long journey, but I did it. I stayed in college through the whole marriage, the divorce, all of it. I stayed in college, took 1 semester off, and that's it. So I know with some of my students, especially some of them that are first generation college students, which is what I was. No one in my family had been to college. I definitely tell them, you can do it. I didn't, I had struggles along the way everywhere, and I just toughed it out, and I didn't care. Sometimes people in college would be like, wow, you've been here 7 years, don't you have a master's by now? And I'm like, nope, and here I am, and I'm with all the other teachers that maybe did it in 4 years. It doesn't matter how you do it, I'm just glad I got it done. So, and I love my job. Like, there's literally no other job in the entire world I would want to do ever. So, then once I got up here, I got my master's, and I'm done with that. And I'm done with my credits after my master's, and I'm so excited to finally say, as of this school year, I'm done with taking college courses finally.
Finally.
Yes, finally.
Now you just have to teach school instead of go to it.
Yes, instead of doing both at the same time. So.
Ah. Is there a specific math subject that you came here to teach? I know that you teach trigonometry and pre-calculus.
I was specifically hired for school within a school. So they still have school within a school, but there's no longer a math portion of school within a school. It's a portion, it's a program where the students were, at the time when I was hired 16 years ago, the students were together all day and they struggled with reading. So I was on a team of teachers and we all had the same 100 and some students all day long. So I was specifically hired to work with, I taught algebra concepts for 5 periods a day. So I was specifically hired to work with more of at-risk students. So I did that for 7 years. And at the end I was only teaching 3 classes of it, and then I came over to Almond. And I still teach a lot of at-risk students, so, which is fine. I love it. Like, it's very rewarding. So I teach all the levels. I teach Algebra 2, I teach pre-calculus, and then I teach an honors level. So it's a little bit more it varies throughout the day, whereas when I was first hired, it was all algebra concepts. So it's been nice. I love it that I've worked at both campuses.
Do you have any maybe a message for the students in the future, you know, following your dreams like you did?
Yeah, I will have to say that definitely, if you want something, you have to work for it. Like, you can't quit. And I say that all the time, especially in a couple of the classes I'm teaching this year, because I've got some students that kind of like to quit a lot. You can do whatever you need to do within reason, with support, but you cannot quit. Like, you're going to have struggles. Nothing is going to be easy. I had so many struggles, tons of them, and I just kept going because I wanted to do better than previous members of my family did. And so I just think you can do it, and it doesn't matter what your path is. Like, if you choose to go to college or go to get a certification or just go get a job after high school, like, whatever it is, like, whatever path you want to go on, just do it and just know it's going to be work. It's never easy. It's never easy.